Chapter 19 Namespaces. Namespaces offer the simplest way to cluster connected ranking members into a hierarchy. They additionally accustomed avoid naming conflicts. A ranking member like a category that's not enclosed during a namespace is claimed to belong to the default namespace. It may be attached to a different namespace by being fenced in during a namespace block. The naming convention for namespace is that the same as for categories, with every word at first capitalized. Namespace my namespace, class my class. Nested namespaces. Namespaces may be nested in a range of levels deep to any outlines in a namespace hierarchy. Namespace my namespace. Namespace nested namespace, class my class. Fast thanks to write this is often to merely separate the namespace with dot. Namespace my namespace dot nested namespace, class my class. Notice that declaring a similar namespace once more in another category within the project has a similar impact as if each namespace were enclosed within the same block. Also, the category is found in another code file. Namespace access. To access a category from another namespace, its absolutely qualified name must be specified. Namespace my namespace dot nested namespace, open curly brackets, public category my class, close open curly brackets. Namespace other namespace is something wrong with curly brackets. Using directive. The absolutely qualified name might be shortened by together with the namespace with the victimization directive. The members of that namespace will then be accessed any place within the code file while not having to prepare the namespace to each reference. It's obligatory to position victimization directives before all alternative members within the code file using my namespace nested namespace. Having direct access to those members implies that if the conflicting member signature within the current namespace, the member within the enclosed namespace is hidden. As an example, if the my class within the other namespace likewise that category employed by default to use the category within the enclosed namespace, that absolutely qualified name would once more go to be specified using my nested namespace, namespace my namespace, nested namespace, public category my class, namespace other namespace, public category my class. To change this reference, the victimization directive will instead be modified to assign the namespace to associate alias. Using my alias equal my namespace dot nested namespace. Int x equal my alias dot my class dot x. And even shorten An even shortened manner would be to outline the absolutely qualified category name as a brand new sort for the code file by victimization a similar alias notation. using my type equal my namespace dot nested namespace dot my class in x equal my type dot x. Chapter 20 1 2 20 Enum. An enumeration may be a special quantity price sort consisting of an inventory of named constants. To create one, the enum keyword is employed followed by a equation and code block containing a comma-separated list of constant parts. Enum state. This enumerating sort may be a customized produce variables which will hold the constants. To assign was to the enum variable that was accessed from the enum as if they were a static member of a category. State s equal state dot run. Enum example. The switch statement provides an honest example of one's associate enumeration may be helpful. Compared to victimization standard constants, associate enumeration has the advantage of permitting the computer used to visually specify what constant values evolved. This provides compile time sort safety, and IntelliSense additionally makes the values easier to recollect. Switch S. Enum constant values. They sometimes now have to be compiled to recognize the particular constant values that the constants represent. However, generally it should be necessary. By default, the primary part has the worth 0 and every sequential part has one price higher. Enum state 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. These default values may be overwritten by assigning values to the constants. The values may be computed and do not have to be distinctive. Enum state 5. Enum constant sort. The underlying variety of the constant parts is implicitly specified as int. However, this will be modified by employing the colon once the enumeration's name followed by the specified number sort. Enum my enum computer memory unit. Enum access levels and scope. The access levels for enumeration are similar as for categories. They are internal by default, however, also can be declared as public. So, enumeration is sometimes outlined at the ranking. They will be contained inside the category. During a category, they need personal access by default and may be set to either one in every of the access levels. Enum strategies. An enumeration constant may be forget to associate int and therefore the string methodology may be accustomed acquire its name. Most alternative enumeration strategies may be found within the system.enum class. Setupod main states s equals state.run int I equal int s 0 string t equal s dot to string run. That's all.